Started off as a simple no coiner. It piqued my interest and I bought my first Bitcoin in mid 2017. So I just thought merging retro gaming and Bitcoin into one to make Hero Bitcoin. Hero Bitcoin is a Game Boy game that plays like Super Mario, but I guess there's story elements too. So maybe it's similar more to maybe Zelda 2. You know, it's just all about culture really. Like I tried to bring the culture and put it into the game. Poo coiners. So I try to keep it, you know, for the children as well. So called poo coiners. We got bears, you got scammers, you've got the bankers who are the main bad guys in this game. You meet a lot of colorful characters who happen to be, you know, Bitcoin legends. Max Kaiser, Samson, Michael Saylor. There's a whole bunch of others that you will recognize throughout the game.
I remember I had my Game Boy and I kept it so well.
This one?
Tight. Yeah, yes, sir.
Well, the Game Boy is perfect because, for one, I love retro consoles. We did a batch of 210. They all sold out.
Does this actually work with the Game Boy?
Yep, it works perfectly with the Game Boy cartridge, just like you remember. Game Boy game.
Is that what that is? The IMF building?
Yeah, it's some IMF building.
Funny. That's a good one.
You know, because you get to meet President Bukele in the game too. You got Max and Stacy living in El Salvador.
All right, guys, we are live. Welcome back to the Real Hard Money Podcast. I'm your host, Khalif. Please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and Satoshi will bless you. Today, we have a very special guest. I'm actually excited for this one. Our next guest is a passionate pixel artist and a game developer who champions Bitcoin as the ultimate financial life raft, tirelessly creating nostalgic games and orange-pilling curious minds. Hero of Bitcoin. Thanks for coming on, Hero. How you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, really good to see you. How's Australia doing?
Oh, it's good. Good weather at the moment. So, yeah, always.
Yeah, I saw the leader of the Dead Fellas NFT. I forget her name, but she's Aussie, and she said the summer's great in Aussie. Can't be matched. Or winter.
Yeah, well, I live
it's
up
winter
north,
now.
so we've only got 2 seasons up here. We've got wet and dry season because we're in the tropics.
Wet and dry.
Up north. So, yeah.
Are you Gold Coast?
Nah, I'm up in Darwin, up the north center. Yeah.
Okay. So can you give the audience a little bit brief intro about yourself and what you're into? You're doing interesting things with Bitcoin and you know, yeah, a little bit about your Bitcoin journey, if that's okay.
Yeah. So I started off as a simple no coiner, and someone at work told me about this crypto stuff that I kept hearing on the news back in 2017, and it piqued my interest, and I bought my first Bitcoin in mid 2017, and as most people do, I went into the altcoins, and I made a little bit of money there, but it didn't sit right with me. It just seemed so scammy. It seemed so. It didn't seem like it was very like, you know, you just see people losing money everywhere. And I was, you know, watching YouTube every day and I got orange pilled by Max Kaiser at the time. And then from there, I got inspired to start trying to get the Bitcoin economy going by doing the service. So I used to do pixel art. So, I did pixel art for a couple of famous Bitcoiners, so I got a little bit well known for that. I did one for Samson and Michael Saylor, and they showed off my pixel art. And then from there, I wanted to do something a bit more, and I was looking at game development, and I thought, what would translate well pixel art into? And I thought, well, the Game Boy is perfect because, for one, I love retro consoles. It's very simple to make games on there now. Excuse me. You know, there's not a lot of, it's much quicker than normal games because you've got less pixels to draw and simple game design. And yeah, and I looked online that you can, you know, people can make their own carts. So I thought, what a great way that, you know, we got such a high level of millennials in the Bitcoin space. I wanted to bring that nostalgia to them. So I just thought merging retro gaming and Bitcoin into one to make Hero Bitcoin.
That's awesome. I mean, the actual pixel art is probably from a little bit older in my generation. I'm Gen X. So when I see a pixel art like that, I go to Super Nintendo, I go to Nintendo NES. And
that's what it's all about. That's what I collect. I'm a big collector of NES, Super Nintendo, and Game Boys all around that same age.
Yeah. And yeah, it's super nostalgic for me, and it brings back a lot of good memories. I remember I had my Game Boy and I kept it so well in my case. I had everything
This one?
tight. Yeah. Yes, sir. Do you have motocross, the game?
No, I don't. No, I've got
Do
a
you
couple
know
of
about
games, but not that. I think I've played it. Yeah, that isn't it called Excite Bike for the original Nintendo?
Excite Bike. I think that's for NES. I think
so,
Excite Bike
yeah.
is NES.
Yeah, that was a cool game.
Yeah, it was. I played that one too. And of course Tetris, right? That's the all-time classic favorite.
Yep, I got that here. See, I've got on my wall. I've just got piles of Nintendo, Super Nintendo games. So I'm a collector, and I just thought there must be people out there that love this stuff too.
That never gets old, man. So give us an introduction about a hero of Bitcoin. Tell us all about it.
Sure. So Hero Bitcoin is a Game Boy game that plays like Super Mario, but I guess there's story elements too. So maybe it's similar more to maybe Zelda 2 for the original Nintendo. And yeah, you go through the game. There's 4 different areas. You verse like poo coiners. So I try to keep it, for the children as well. So call them poo coiners. We've got bears. You've got scammers. You've got the bankers, who are the main bad guys in this game. And you go through various levels, destroying them, beating their boss. And you meet a lot of colorful characters who happen to be, Bitcoin legends, like, as I said, Max Kaiser, Samson, Michael Saylor. There's a whole bunch of others that you will recognize throughout the game. Some of them play a major point in the story. Some are just ones that you walk past in towns and you can talk to them. And yeah, so, and you've got a health bar like, hearts like Zelda, and you collect Bitcoin. So there's 21 Bitcoin in the game, hiding all over the place, and difficult to find and difficult to reach places. So in the story about it, it sort of follows a little bit my own journey, but it's supposed to be a generic story of someone discovering Bitcoin and wanting to help the fight, on the front lines, which is El Salvador, because they've made it a, sovereign currency. So you get a tweet from Michael Saylor, and he says he wants your help to get rid of basically the bad guys in El Salvador to speed up the adoption. So that's the basic story.
That's awesome. Speaking of which, I'd like to share my screen. Let's give the audience a preview of what it actually looks like. Let's see if I can share my screen. Okay, cool. Let's give it a run.
Hopefully the music plays. I'm not hearing any sound though.
It's time for a ride in a pixelated world. We're turning the tide. He was just an ordinary guy, feeling kind of stuck in the rut. When the world was me, he took it upon himself to be the hero of Bitcoin. Hopped on his plane, it was time to explore to El Salvador, where legends are born. With his trusty sword, he was ready to fight against the poo coins and the evil big bank's flight. He's the hero of Bitcoin, ready to take flight. With the power of the lightning blockade, he's gonna make it right. In this retro world, he'll conquer all, strike the champion of Bitcoin, the hero of our life.
Wow. Look at that, man. Especially for Bitcoiners, right? Seeing El Salvador and Michael Saylor and Max Kaiser. Max Kaiser orange-pilled me as well. How long did it take you to do this thing, this labor of love?
It took me 2.5 years. So obviously most of the time was just development. And then it took me quite a while to either get all the packaging, like, so it comes as a physical release. So it comes with the manual. So it comes with a box, comes with a cartridge, the shell, exactly how you remember getting a Game Boy game back in the day.
Wow. And so does this actually work with the Game Boy?
Yep. Yeah. It works with the Game Boy. So it works perfectly with the Game Boy. So I've got all my, this is the demo, but I've got it works the same. But so the cartridge, just like you remember, Game Boy game, orange cartridge, of course. I got a Game Boy Color, and got batteries in it already. So
Wow.
that's our little logo, Hero Inc.
Yeah, it's a little glare. I can't
There
really
we go.
see.
Can you? Oh yeah, maybe you can't really see it, but it is there. It doesn't. These things don't have backlit screens.
Yeah, it's old
hard to
school.
see.
No backlit,
But it is
no
working, trust
LED,
me.
no real back.
You had to find the light,
It's so crazy how much more powerful our cell phones are than the gaming consoles back then.
Yeah.
That they're more powerful than the spaceships, computers that went to space, supposedly, if we ever went. Right. So have you actually been to El Salvador?
No, I haven't. So I had to ask a lot of people who have been, and I had to look at a bunch of images online and stuff. So I wish I could go there, but Australia is so far. It's just, and I just don't have the time or money for it, unfortunately, yet. One day I want to visit.
You have little ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be a little challenge as well, right? But I mean, that's so cool. Did you do this all on your own, or you had help?
So I didn't do the music. I did attempt to make the music myself, but I wasn't very good. So I paid someone. He's unfortunately wasn't a Bitcoiner because I needed someone very specific to make GameBoy music. But I did try to offer him double payment if I paid him in Bitcoin, but still couldn't orange pill him, unfortunately. I did try.
Wow.
And also my another guy I work with, Mars. So he helped me with the manual. He's helped me with the sales. He's helped me with a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, so I had a couple of people help me.
Okay. Are you getting a lot of interest?
Oh yeah. So we did a batch of 210. They all sold out. And now we're doing one last batch of 150. And we're just going through them still. So after that, I'll probably end up doing digital sales, digital versions of it, so non-physical. So physical is more for collectors. I know it's expensive for quite a few people, but the goal for this project is to eventually make it free. And so what I want is I want people to use it like how they say Doom runs on everything, and people put the game Doom on everything. Well, I want something similar to like Hero Bitcoin. I'd love to see it on random Bitcoin hardware and things like that. Like, Seed Signer contacted me and said they'd love to put the game on their Seed Signer as a little bonus thing. Just little things like that.
Like a Jade wallet or something.
Yeah. I want to decentralize the project at the end, just like Bitcoin.
That would be cool. So you also have Bitcoin Boy Genesis NFTs?
Yeah. Yes. No, not NFTs. So these are actual GameBoys. So there's 21 of them. They actually are backlit. They're a real Game Boy, but they've been upgraded quite a couple of things just to make it easier to use and whatnot. Better screen, better backlit and stuff, buttons and all custom shell. So so there was 21 of these. Mars was the one that I worked with, organized most of this. I just did the design, but there's only 21 of these made. So that was just a bit of fun to go with a game,
Yeah. What's the wildest reaction you've gotten from this? If it was like some super collectors come at you?
Yeah, I've just had people just like, can't believe that, that I'm making a Game Boy 30 years old console. So, I've been to two conferences. The first one was, it was just a gaming conference. It was not a Bitcoin one. And people were just so shocked to see a Game Boy game there. And they thought it was amazing. I had a lot of kids come up and play it. They loved it. And then I did a Bitcoin conference in Australia. And I had a lot of people come up, a lot of interest. I had this one girl, and she played it the whole time, like for 3 or 4 hours, and finished the game. So wow. She couldn't put it down. Yeah.
Okay. So do you take it to meetups and things like that? Do you help like use it to push Bitcoin adoption to people that are not into Bitcoin or, not Bitcoiners?
I wish. Well, I'm hoping it's doing that itself. I unfortunately live really far away from everywhere. Like the closest city from me is like 3 days drive. So there's no meetups around me at all. So Yeah, so I guess that's why I wanted to make something so I could feel included with the community a bit, digitally at least.
Yeah, you sure. Look, I'm here. I'm in
Yeah.
Thailand. You got all the way here. And I'm sure people in New York and Cali and in Germany and Japan. Have you gotten orders from, like, what's some of the crazier places you've gotten orders from?
It's just international. Like, I didn't actually deal with distribution. I had a couple of different people dealing with it. So I had someone in the US. I had Mars helping me in Europe, and then I was doing Aussie one. So they handled most of the orders. So I only did Australian orders. So, but I think it was just from everywhere. So
Okay.
I saw my game on the news, which was pretty cool. There was someone that had a Bitcoin pub, and they had it. And they had a collectibles area, and they had the Game Boy there. I saw Samson has a copy. He has it behind him sometimes when he's talking, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, I actually sent one to Michael Saylor as a thank you for being in the game, because to get these people in the game, I actually asked them. So Michael Saylor actually said yes, so I can put him in the game. So I was really happy about that.
That's
he messaged
awesome.
me.
Were you actually able to talk to him?
Yeah, just a little bit. Like, I mean, he's busy. I've tried to talk to him a few times, but he's always, I don't think, he's not a gamer, so I don't expect him to understand the nostalgia that our generation gets,
He was just like, yeah, sure. Video game?
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
He says, thank you for your work and doing good in Bitcoin and stuff like that. So he said a really nice thing. Yeah, I was really happy.
Okay. So talk to us a little bit more about, like, your take on El Salvador and Bitcoin City and your game's lore. Like, of course, it was the first place to have legalized Bitcoin tender. So I guess it was like the natural place to make, kind of the center of the game.
Yeah, because I just thought, like, I'd love to make series, and I thought maybe I can go location by location making a game, or I could, because I've actually started making the second game, but it's very early days. The second game most likely will be like Zelda for the Game Boy. So it's a top-down view. You walk around, there's towns and stuff. There's a world map. You'll be able to have different transport, like Michael Saylor's ship, and you'll be able to travel to different countries. With El Salvador, I just chose it obviously because it is the capital, and I think it just makes sense that because you get to meet President Bukele in the game too. So I just thought it was you're only going to be able to meet him in El Salvador. You got Max and Stacy living in El Salvador, and all the Bitcoiners go over there all the time to hang out and stuff. So I love volcanoes, because that's in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Can you think of any game based in El Salvador? I just thought it was such a unique place to set a game.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. How has the Bitcoin community shaped Hero of Bitcoin's development? It's just...
Well, I tried to add as much culture in as I could. Like, I would just go through X and just and use people's comments as some of the townspeople's comments, like talking. So it's just, people are, contributing in their own way here and there, trying to mention things like using cast oil pens and things like that in the dialogue somewhere. Just little funny, it's just all about culture, really. Like, I tried to bring the culture and put it into the game.
Yeah, and it's there, man. It's there. I see Bukele in the background right there.
Yeah, it's my artwork.
And your big...
So that's one of the artworks I did with the IMF building that he's towering over with the volcano erupting behind him.
Is that what that is? The IMF building?
Yeah, it's some IMF building.
Funny. That's a good one. Yeah. So is there anything else that you would like to share about the game?
Not really. I think everyone just goes at their own pace. It may be hard for some people to play the game because, like, Samson actually told me that it was really hard for him, but he probably didn't grow up with platformers like I did. So I find it quite easy. So it's hard to get a balance between, too hard and too easy. But I think everyone will enjoy just cruising through it, taking their time. And you know what? As you play, when people play it, like, they die really early, but when they keep playing and playing to get further and further each time, you know? And that's how all games used to be, you know? You have to get good. You have to show your proof of work. So I say to people, you know, once you've completed the game, proudly display it on your wall that your proof of work of finishing the game, you know?
Speaking of proof of work, like, you know, we say that as Bitcoiners and we know what that means, putting the work in and the time. This also an analogy for how Bitcoin is created. But, you know, that's one of the values that we champion in the community. So what was it like to put these values into the game? Because gameplay, to make a game fun, is a skill. It's an art, you know, to make it actually fun. You know, it could be all beautiful and best graphics, but if the gameplay sucks, then the game sucks. Talk to us about that challenge of like putting the ethos of Bitcoin into the game.
Yeah, so I thought exactly the same thing. You know, I tried to make it so people who don't really want to listen to the story, they can skip all the dialogue. You can just play. The towns are there if you want to talk to people and whatnot, but the gameplay areas, so there's like towns and there's gameplay. Towns, gameplay, giving you rest between. So yeah, I think some people might not find it fun, you know, like, but I love Mario type games. I love platform games. So people who love that sort of thing will love this game, I think.
All right. So now some out of the box questions for you.
Sure, shoot.
Who's your GOAT Bitcoiner? Who's the GOAT?
Oh, that is a hard one. You know what? I think the GOAT for me is Samson Mo, just because he's been so supportive of this game. For me, anyway, just because he's been so, just for me personally, sorry. Just because he's been consistently helping me and, you know, helping promote my work, talking to me, he's, but apart from that, if I was to go with who I think is doing good for the space, I think either Max Kaiser or Michael Saylor, which is probably what most people would say. I know a lot of people don't like Max, but Saylor's also. I think probably Saylor. If I was to choose someone to go on to, one of a big talk show or something, it's probably Michael Saylor, because he's just such good at explaining things.
Mm-hmm. For sure. What else I got for you? How can I get one of these games? How can I get a game? You guys send me a game, man.
On X, if you search for me, Hero Bitcoin, one word, on my profile, there's a link path which you can click on there, and there's 2 different shops, one in the US, one in Europe, and you can still purchase the game. And you know what? If you don't have a console, I understand a lot of people, you know, it's 30 years old and they can be expensive. Mm. But if you do purchase the physical version, I can send you a digital copy. Mm-hmm. Just as long as you promise not to share before I do digital sales.
Okay. Scout's honor, or however they do that. All right. Yeah, I must admit, I wasn't a really Zelda guy. Legend of Zelda, couldn't get into it. Metroid, I got into it a little bit. I was really a Double Dragon guy.
That was a good game. Very
you know that game?
Yeah, I love that game.
Double Dragon was my jam.
Yeah.
Man, I used to play Double Dragon a lot. I played Turtles.
Did you ever play Bubble Bobble?
No, but I know that game. Yeah,
that was a good game.
That was
a good 2-player game.
You like that game?
Yeah, because it's good 2 players.
But my jam of all jams is Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I never actually played that. I remember. I've seen it.
Really? He used to do the bicep flex and then a wink, like brink, brink, brink. And then it'd be the training montage. He's like running in the park and with the coach on the bike, like, come on, Mike. And you hear the music. And I remember I was sick from school. I had the chicken pox or something like that, right? And I was home for the whole week. And I got so good at that game that I knew by the sounds when they were punching at me. So I could beat them with my eyes closed.
Oh my God, really? Oh, you never know. I know. You could have a Hero Bitcoin game next with, Punch Out style, beating the poo coiners and the bankers and stuff. You'd have all the guys and everyone there.
Yeah, Peter Schiff, boom, knock him out.
Schiff, Gold Tooth
who's running
out.
the Fed now, boom. Christian Lagarde, boom. KO. That'd be fun. Yeah, man, you should definitely get up on these iOS games and Android games.
Yeah, we might port it one day. We'll see.
I mean, the hard work is already done, right?
Yeah.
Just turn it into is it a hard thing to port it to Android or iOS?
I made it with the demo. I made it for digital and had touch controls. The only thing is that touch controls aren't great for platformers. They're a bit, I don't know, I find them hard with not having, you can't feel the buttons,
Yeah.
That might just be me.
What's your review of the Switch 2? Do you have the Switch 2?
Yeah, I got the Switch 2. I love it, but it's, it's basically just a Switch 1, just better graphics. But it does have like the mouse functionality. But I'm enjoying it. But it's not for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Battery life's not that great, I heard.
Not as great, yeah.
Not as great. But the screen's bigger, that's why.
Yeah.
I watched my MKBHD, Marquise Brownlee, reviews. He reviewed it. He said the controllers were an upgrade. The screen was an upgrade. The battery, not so great. The mouse feature works well, but there's not really a lot of gameplay for it.
That's right.
Just yet.
Yeah.
I think they have like a wheelchair game or something like very niche.
Good thing though is that it breathes some new life into some of the existing games. Like I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is amazing, and they've no frame rate drop, smooth graphics. So a lot of games have been upgraded. Same as Mario and the other ones.
Yeah, that's what Marquise Brownlee said. It breathed new life into the old games. That's pretty cool. Yeah, man. So once again, thank you for coming on. It's been great. If you can give the audience a look at your consoles, can you turn your camera around, or is that?
Oh yeah, I can do that. I can. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess, but you can see I got Game Boy and original Nintendo, I got Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. I've got a bunch of consoles up there and then some behind me. Yeah. Starting from original Nintendo all the way to Super Nintendo 64, everything. Yeah. So.
Wow. How about Dreamcast?
No, I don't have
Sega
that.
Dreamcast.
See, I never had a Sega. So, yeah, I know the Sega Dreamcast. I never had a Sega. I used to play Sega at my friend's house. So I did have a Mega Drive. We call them slightly different names to you guys. I think we had the Master System, Sega Master System, Mega Drive or something like that. You guys call it the Genesis.
Oh, okay. That's why you didn't pick the Genesis. Yeah, Genesis was huge.
But I knew that was the Sega. Out. No, we had it. It was just a different name.
Okay. And Mortal Kombat came out. Ooh, get over here.
Yeah, that was good. That was on the Super Nintendo as well.
That was a wrap. Yeah, that came out. That changed the whole game up. And then the last time I was a real gamer probably was the Dreamcast era. Oh, Mortal Kombat, Super Nintendo. Okay, you got the classic. That's the real deal, huh? Wow. Are you a real gamer?
Yeah.
We got a real gamer here, guys. All right.
That's why I love games. I love Bitcoin. Pretty simple, man.
Okay. I'm a full-fledged blurred, too. I'm a black nerd, for real. Comic book lover.
Oh, I love comic books. I love manga.
There was a video game on Dreamcast called Stone Chasers or something. I got a Stone Warriors. It was so fun. It was like a battle royale type of thing before Bash Brothers or whatever that's called came out. It was this, and I'm going to send it to you after we get off this call. I'm going to find it, but it was fun, man. They had platforms. You're fighting on this kind of like blimp hoverboard in the sky, and then you're fighting, and then like the level advances, it blows up, and then you're falling in the sky fighting while you're dropping down, and then you actually drop down, and everybody It's called Power Stone. Power Stone 2. Power Stone 2. Check it out. One of the funnest games you'll ever play in your life. Marvel Capcom 2 as well. We used to go crazy over that.
That's a 3D game. That's a new one, eh? And not new, but what's that, like PS2 or something?
It was Dreamcast.
Oh, it's Dreamcast.
It was
okay.
Dreamcast. Yeah, it was very niche. It was very niche. And I think you would dig it because you're so into the...
Yeah, I love
it's
those
kind of
games.
like a hidden gem. That's like a hidden gem. For sure. Now we've come to a part of the show I think you will like, Hero. This is the lightning round. Okay? It's kind of gamifying it.
If it's trivia, I'm terrible at trivia. Just warning you.
It's not trivia. It's all about what you think
good.
and feel. It's about what you believe. Okay? So we're going to get into it.
Right.
Here we go with Hero of Bitcoin, the lightning round. All right. First question. Bitcoin network spam. Are ordinals and inscriptions clogging the blockchain a threat or just growing pains?
I think Bitcoin will get, it's probably growing pains, but it is a bit of a threat at the same time. So it's a bit of a balance there. I think get rid of the spam, honestly, in my opinion. But I know a lot of people won't like that, but yeah, I think I'm a knots person rather than a core person.
Me
but
too.
I'm not the best person to ask about that, so I don't usually tell people.
No, but you're a Bitcoiner, and
yeah.
all of our voices matter. That's what makes it so great, right? And
True.
You know enough to say you're a Knox guy instead of Bitcoin core, and I am too.
Yeah.
All right, dope. So Trump's Trump meme coin, is it a legit boost for crypto adoption or a scammy rug pull tainting Bitcoin's image?
Scam. Massive scam.
Massive scam.
Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. It's garbage.
Garbage. We kind of leaned into this one before, but now you got to choose. Gun to your head. Best Bitcoin advocate, Michael Saylor or Max Kaiser?
I think Michael Saylor. I love Max, but he's not for a lot of people. He doesn't, people, he robs a lot of people the wrong way, but I like that about him, but it's not for everyone, I think.
Okay. Here's a tough one. NES or Genesis?
NES.
My man.
I'm a Nintendo fan.
Here's another one. Super Mario Brothers or Sonic?
Super Mario.
Of course. The game looks like Super Mario, right? Okay. So Trump's Bitcoin Reserve. Genius move to make the U.S. the crypto capital or a political hype that'll crash the market?
Well, that's a tough one. Bitcoin Reserve is a good idea, but I'm not sure about the crypto part of it. I guess easing up in crypto is probably good. It's good for Bitcoin anyway. So yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. I'm starting to lose faith in this strategic reserve, honestly.
And sometimes I think that people need to see the real crypto and how it fails to learn that Bitcoin is better. They need to see the wrong before they see the right. Anyway, that's what I think.
Yeah, we all go down the journey. I think even Max Kaiser had a Max coin, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He's done it.
Coin.
A lot of people have done it. There's not many people out there that go straight to Bitcoin, but there are out there.
All right. Spot Bitcoin ETFs. Are they a gateway for mass adoption or Wall Street trap diluting Bitcoin's ethos?
I think it's a trap, but that's just me.
Why?
I think hold the pure form. Like, what's the point otherwise?
Mm-hmm.
But there's people out there that I guess suits them. People who are not very technologically literate. So, but I mean, there should always mostly be Bitcoin, if not all Bitcoin. Only in very small cases that I would suggest, like maybe my grandparents or something, an ETF where they wouldn't be able to hold their own keys or figure anything out without me doing everything.
Okay. 4-year cycle, is it dead or what?
I think we'll always have I think it's probably still 4-year cycle, just because I think the psychology behind it. But I wouldn't be surprised if not, seeing that it seems like it's institutional demand this time around. But we'll see. People get greedy. people get afraid all the time. Doesn't go and it never goes solid, you know. What do they say? Volatility is vitality. So I think a 4-year cycle is probably better anyway.
That's for sure. Companies like MicroStrategy, Metaplanet, are they the new altcoins? Is alt season canceled?
Well, they're acting like the new alt season, aren't they? So I guess so, because currently they're beating Bitcoin. I mean, but I'm sticking to just Bitcoin, the physical cold
Bitcoin
wallet. Yeah.
Cold storage,
me.
hero of Bitcoin. Okay.
That's right. To be a hero, you got to hold Bitcoin yourself.
Okay. Last one, stablecoins. Are they a legitimate bridge to crypto or a fiat-backed betrayal of decentralization?
Say again, sorry.
Stablecoins, are they a legitimate bridge to Bitcoin or a fiat-backed betrayal?
I think they're legitimate. While they're still worth something, eventually they'll be worth nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So legit for now.
Mm-hmm. Legit for now. All right. Let's see, I got one more in my mind for you. Can I give you a juicy one? Let's give you a juicy one that's related.
All right.
Related.
I'll try my best.
San Diego Comic-Con or Bitcoin 2025? Bitcoin 2026 convention. Which one would you rather go to?
Oh, the Bitcoin conference.
Yeah?
Even though I'm massive,
been to San Diego?
I just love Bitcoin. No, I haven't actually. I haven't been to the US at all.
Yeah, that's one of my dreams. I took my son to Comic-Con 4 times, but it was New York Comic-Con. We never made it out to San Diego.
That is actually a hard one because I'd so love to go there. That'd be so awesome. Dressing up and stuff. Yeah. You could dress up in Bitcoin conference maybe.
Yeah, for sure. So that was the lightning round. You survived. You did well, I think.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap up here. And it was fun, huh? You had a good time?
Yeah, it was good.
It was all right. I tried to make it fun a little bit. But please, Hero, tell the people once again where they can buy your video game and learn more about what you're doing with Hero of Bitcoin.
Yep, just it's all there on my X page. So just go to x.com and just search Hero Bitcoin, and you'll see everything there on my profile.
Okay. Thanks so much for coming on the show and letting us get a glimpse of your fun Bitcoin game. It's really awesome.
Thanks for having me.
I'm looking to order one. There we go. Bling. Hero, thanks so much. That's Hero of Bitcoin. I'm Khalif. This has been the Real Hard Money Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out more videos on the channel. Really helps the channel grow. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks so much. Stick around. Stick around.